Alright, so this video that you're about to watch is 100% accurate. True story. And you might notice that at the very beginning, I'm sort of laying down on the bed, telling the story, and I pop up in different parts of the house and different parts outside, and I'm very cheerful. Just know, for those of you who are like, sort of wondering, well, why is she telling this dark story in this manner? You don't have ADHD. You might not understand this, but when you have ADHD, a lot of masking occurs, like a lot. And in this series, I'm taking off the mask and I'm divulging a lot of personal information. Now, the reason I'm bouncing all over the place is because that is my true personality. That's who I am. I'm a goofball. But people perceive it sometimes as being fake or phony, and I'm not. So I'm just trying to educate people about what ADHD is and what it isn't. So, knowing that, I titled this ADHD Trauma and Finding Hope After It All Fell Apart. So, I grew up as an ADHD kid. Saw the world through innocent eyes, believed everyone was good, believed the world was safe, that kindness would return with kindness. And one night, even in college, is when I woke up in my bed soaked in sweat and a little bit of blood. And when I had trusted, had stolen what was never theirs to take. And in that instant, my world fell apart. My sense of self-worth disappeared. PTSD moved in, and soon after, addiction became a way to numb the pain. So, ADHD, PTSD, and now addiction. Age 18 years old. To about 18 to 22, while others were enjoying college life, I was just trying to survive, trying to quiet the storm inside. Yes, I was getting A's, I was doing well, but there was a storm inside I didn't know how to regulate. 18 years later, in the quiet of my kitchen, I met Jesus. Not religion, not guilt, just Him. And that's when the healing finally began. If you're struggling with emotional regulation, ADHD, trauma, or addiction, please know this. You are not alone. And there is hope. Let's talk about it. So here it is. The story about being fresh out of college. With hope, energy, and ready to take on life. So I, like everyone, had dreams, energy, and this unstoppable drive to make things happen. I was doing everything I thought I was supposed to do, checking all the boxes, trying to fit in the mold everyone expected me to be. But here's the catch. What exactly was I supposed to fit into? There wasn't a clear mold. It felt like trying to squeeze Play-Doh, me, into a shape that didn't even exist. No matter how hard I pushed, I just couldn't be what they wanted. Mostly, they didn't even know what that was themselves. Then, just like that, everything shifted. Suddenly, I wasn't the creative thinker anymore. I was the problem. Not the dedicated team player. I was the difficult one. I got pushed out of the system once I believed it, that I once believed, questioned at every turn. This made me doubt my own self-worth, my own intentions, even my own reality. This wasn't just a bad job experience, because it was more than one. It was over and over. It was trauma. It was the story of a young neurodivergent woman caught in a system that just wasn't built to understand her, only to control or discard her. But here's the thing. This isn't just my story. It's for anyone who's ever felt silenced, misunderstood, or punished for being different, for standing up for what's right, for trying to help and getting attacked instead. Or worse, railroaded, gaslighted. You know the story. If it's happened to you, listen. If it hasn't happened to you, listen. Because it's time to be honest about what's really broken and start figuring out how to heal and how to fix it. We're all in this together. Now it looks like a wolf. Like this big gray blotch is a wolf. He's going to eat something. He needs his paw and he's going to eat that one. Is he mean? Oh, look at these eyes right here. The fingers. I found that yeah. Oh, like a towel. Dragon's foot is a towel. Eagles. You ever feel like the universe is playing a prank on you? Like you're just trying to do your little thing, teach kids, spread a little joy, and suddenly you're starring in a Frank Kafka movie. Yeah, that's been my life, y'all. A string of bizarre, extreme misunderstandings that would have broken me. In fact, they did a few times. Turned to drugs and alcohol, so it's pretty broken. But there was a bigger plan. Let me take you on a little walk in the wild side. As a student teacher, I drew this. Yes, a Care Bear to teach kindness. But my supervisor, also my teacher that I was cooperating teacher, wasn't cooperating very much. She thought I was high and demanded a drug test. Later, I brought a guitar for a sing-along post-Columbine. Oops. So she saw the case, freaked out, and triggered a lockdown.
You're under arrest.
The principal, embarrassed, met me outside. I was just a young woman trying to teach. Tears coming down my face. What's going on? Totally shell-shocked. That's one traumatic experience. Second year, biased administrators targeting me. I reported a teacher for hitting kids. They accused me of pinching them, twisting a kid's story to force me out. It stung the depth of my core. Then at school, it's by a prison, by the way, I had to guard these kids. Talk about mental breakdown. It's a repetitive pattern. Guard the kids, then they misbehave, then escalate them, so they misbehave again, then guard them, etc., etc. It was terrible. There was no fun in that school. There was no rehabilitation. There was no de-escalation. It was torturous for these poor kids. Escalating, isolating, that doesn't work. We know that. So, being very neurodivergent and very stubborn, probably my Taurus in me, I just kept going. I kept doing what I love, following God, but I got in trouble time and time again. As you can imagine, eventually, I was asked to leave that school after I brought a 70-year-old man, musician, Santa Claus vibes and everything, for a band day. The kids loved it. My supervisor did. My instinct to comfort clashed with their guard mentality, earning me write-ups. I was asked to leave. So when I did bring that 70-year-old musician, they just kept asking me if teaching was the right fit for me. And the coworker actually vowed I'd never teach again.
Yay!
So talk about planting seeds of doubt. No recommendation, just good luck. They just kept escalating kids' behaviors, then isolating them. I'm a comforter, not a guard, so I kept getting in trouble. I coped again with alcohol and pot, masking my true self. Later, a teacher pushed me to involve a student in an LGBTQ group. Fine, but it was against her mother's wishes. Her mother was a Christian. I respected the mom. They fired me. They said I was pushing boundaries. I was already friends with the mom, so how is that pushing boundaries? Another job, a supervisor micromanaged me, blamed me for kids' meltdown. Despite me mirroring her de-escalation tactics, she denied her own methods. But through it all, I held on, and you can too. So hang on, you can do this. Now I've got a job I love, a supervisor who shines, trusts my creativity, and helps me through when I have a difficult time. Life's misunderstandings can break you, but don't give up. The God of this universe has a plan. Your story is not over. Want to be a part of this mission, this neurodiversity initiative? Hang in with us till launching date. We haven't set a time or date yet, but I'm working on it. I'm busy. I'm active, getting my business plan going. And soon we will launch, and I will let you know. But in the meantime, stay positive, stay focused. We can do this. We're going to have a lot of people involved helping us with this neurodiversity initiative. My ultimate goal, is to start my own business so that I can hire you to be an educator, an advocate, someone to go in and comfort someone else in their situation, a comforter, a counselor, whatever you want to call it, life coach. Sounds of summer, guys. Enjoy it. It's going to be a great summer. Right, Mitzi?